Hey everybody, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Crying Suns here in 2021. I got no idea what this game about. It looks like we've got some Matrix-style pylons filled with embryonic contained humans for, I don't know, cryogenics, energy exploitation. Got no idea what's going on with this game. I'm just taking in the visuals. I got it for free on Epic. They said story-driven tactical roguelite, and I said interesting. Let's give it a boot. So I'm just kind of letting this emerge, this opening sequence here, to see if there's plot elements that are revealed or if this is purely decorative. Okay, there's something that looks sinister. Alright, Chapter 1, Echoes, Touche. Let me just check the options really fast, make sure that we have everything going that we want. And I have to start a new run. That's all I can do. And here we go, new run. And the claw comes over. And we're playing that game, you know, at the arcade where you try to win a stuffed animal and you lose every time. And the claw has left. Looks like my DNA is flowing beautifully. And oh, I've dropped out nude and puking from my chrysalis. That's okay, it happens. Ellis, Idaho. Where am I? Caliban. Alright. A dwarf planet on the outer rim. Most call it Gehenna, if they call it anything at all. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of bad news. So, first, this is who greets me from waking up from cryo sleep, I guess. And this is a harrowing figure. A tentacled robot sentient terror with a spine, an exposed rib cage, an articulated neck, and glowing, named Caliban, who's speaking to me. So that's bad enough. Now I find out I'm on a dwarf planet on the outer rim. Sounds like I'm in the middle of nowhere, and the planet happens to be called Gehenna, which sounds like one of the levels of hell, if I'm getting my mythology right. And yeah, this admiral is a top secret cloning facility for the Imperial forces, the one and only of its kind. I am Caliban, its Omni Guardian. Okay, so on the one hand, I'm an admiral. On the other hand, I appear to be cloned because this dude over here in this as of yet unawakened chamber looks just like me. So I wonder if in this roguelike they're just waking up clones until one gets the job done. Kind of like the movie Moon with Sam Rockwell, but that's okay. Let's find out. I don't understand. You have died, Admiral, or to put it another way, the true version of you has died. So the donor, or the first version, is dead. You are his clone, identical to the original Ellis, Idaho in every possible way with some minor differences. Like, when did Admiral Idaho die? How? Unfortunately, I do not know the details of my clones' lives, as interesting as they must be. Ahem. Extraneous to my directives, I believe. I don't care about them. So, okay. Which leads me to why I've awoken you. You must be curious, after all. I need your help. Ahem. I mean, not really. I could do everything by myself, but this amuses me. So, it's even worse than I had originally ascertained. Not only am I nude puking emerging and greeted by this guy in the outer rim in a place called Hell, I'm a clone of a true version of myself that has been killed, and things are bad enough that this dude is waking me up. So, we're out of the frying pan and into the fryer here. A machine asking for my help. Now I truly feel strange. Not just a machine, Admiral, an Omni, short for Omni Mechanical Neo Intelligence. Emperor Oberon invented us. Now your kind relies on us for just about everything. I like how he's like, I'm actually not just a machine. I'm way better than all the other machines. I'm the best out there. I'll come right out with it. I believe the Empire is in danger. In danger? What in the name of Oberon are you talking about? Wow. So he uses his leader's name as a swear? Like maybe Oberon then is not human? Once every 4 years, under the most secretive of protocols, I receive a single transmission from Elysium, our capital. Alright, so because I have played Hades recently, all of these names of the areas of Hades, the underworld, are jumping out. Gehenna, Elysium. Interesting. So those transmissions stopped arriving. Uh-oh. That's not good. So you send a transmission yourself. I don't see the problem. That's just it. I can't. This facility was built in such a way to prevent it from initializing contact with the Empire to help keep it a secret. Something is wrong. I am certain of it, and I've awoken you so that we can fly out of here in an Omega-class battleship, no less, and see for ourselves. We? I believe you'll find my intelligence indispensable for our mission, Admiral. I don't have your kind's limitations. As you can see, I've got so many tentacles. If you're so smart, what do you need me for? Why don't you command a battleship? Because of Oberon's Rubicon, it prohibits Omnis from commanding battleships. War is a human prerogative. Alright, so whoever Oberon is, he's got some serious clout. Oberon. Why does that sound like the mythical king from Midsummer Night's Dream, the play within a play? The fairy queen marries Oberon. Am I getting that? It's been a while since I've done that particular Shakespeare, but anyway. Also, since I can assume the clones here are the best of the best, that would make you the best Imperial Admiral to ever exist. I'd say you're perfect for the job. Yeah, I'm the best cloned Admiral you've got. I'll do it, machine. For Oberon and the Empire, it's my duty as an Imperial Admiral. Wow. Their programming at the Imperial Academy is pretty strong, such that he wakes up from cryo ready to go. Excellent. Now just one more thing. Standard operating procedure requires I ask, can you recall any of your emotional memories? You mean like me being killed by an Omni? No, I can't. Emotional memories? Any memory linked to a strong emotion like love or hate. These memories, because of their complex neural pathways, will be a bit trickier for you to access, I'm afraid. I'm not sure. Then if you would do me the honor of trying to recall one, any emotional memory will do. I can't. So much is blurred, broken apart. Don't worry, Admiral. Perfectly normal for this stage. Good, don't remember anything. You'll find rational memories, on the other hand, those linked to Idaho's training and combat experience, almost immediately accessible. Just ask if you need a refresher. Lastly, and this is important, if these emotional memories return, rather when they return, you must tell me immediately. It's important for your safety. Yes, your safety. Do you understand? I kill you as soon as you tell me one's emerged. What? Yeah, I understand. Perfect. Now, let's wake up the rest of the crew, shall we? We don't have a moment to waste, and please, Admiral. What is it now, machine? Call me Caliban. Alright, Caliban. Holy spokes. I am now at the Gehenna Battleship Omega Crafter interface. And let's see, I can select my battleship, the Excelsior class. That's all I've got. I've got some squadrons here, and I've got a whole lot of information. You have 2 officers left to select. It's saying down here, choose your officers. I can't really adjust anything. I can just get information on it. So let's just let this emerge naturally, and we'll choose our officers. Okay, so I have a spy, 2 soldiers, and a scientist, and they have abilities. So Rainish Riley says proximity repair, apply regen to an all allied squadrons in your deploy zone for 10 seconds. I usually love scientists, but I think I'm going to go with a scout, and just some kind of soldier, and we should be fine. Start. Like I said, I'm playing this blind. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't even know what these indications mean in the upper right of this 3x3 grid. We'll find out as we go, but I'm happy with these 2. Let's start. Alright. These are the sectors of the Outer Rim, Admiral, the farthest sectors from the capital that there are. If there was ever a wasteland in the Empire, this would be it. Great. Oh, Caliban is kind of red once we get out of that lower area. Looks even more menacing. Strange I'm not picking up other Omnis. Even down here I should be picking up dozens of them. Let's try not to overreact, machine. It's probably nothing. The Empire has run flawlessly for how many years now? Okay, so first of all, I love how Ellis refuses to call Caliban Caliban. That's going to cause some tension between them in their workplace environment, relationship. And then, yeah, the Empire's run flawlessly for how many years now? Except for my death and except for the fact that the Omnis have disappeared in this area. Everything's going great. 700. And it will do so for hundreds more. Now, come on, let's take a look around. Alright, so entrance, I don't really know what that is supposed to mean. I guess start of the game. And then we can go to Zeta Beneb, and it'll cost 1 Neo to reach it. How many do I have? My hull is at 110. I have 1 Neo and fuel, 45 scrap, and 12 commandos. So we can get there. And it looks like it's got a ground signal, an anomaly. Fine. It's the only option. So, wow, that kaleidoscopic effect is happening. And it's the Borg. Terrific. What do we have here, Lieutenant? It appears to be some kind of cube-like refinery, sir. It's a Neo-N hypercube, Omnitech for the simultaneous harvesting and refining of neutrinium from nearby stars. Okay. So it's Omnitech, but there's no Omnis present? That's bad. Interesting, if not downright bizarre. This cube isn't connected to the Foldnet. I don't know what the Foldnet is, but I'm assuming that not being connected to it is worthy of surprise. How could that be? And why aren't there hypercubed Omnis trying to reconnect to it as I speak? Can you give me some explanations? My memory is still blurry. Certain things are still blurry to me, machine. What do you want to know, Admiral? What's Neo-N? Tell me about Neo-N, or Neon. Hundreds of years ago, pre-Omni times, the first advanced machines discovered the existence of the final element, neutrinium, which exists usually but not always in stars. Neutrinium is extremely volatile in its natural state, but these advanced machines stabilized and improved upon it, providing the most powerful and longest-lasting energy source yet. neoneutrinium, or Neo-N. Neo-N, in turn, allowed these first machines to create an even more advanced machine, the Omni. Right, so we've got the technological singularity happening here, an acronym for omni-mechanical Neo-N intelligence. Right. But I thought you told me Oberon invented the Omnis. I did, you're absolutely right, but technically it's not entirely true. Oberon invented the first advanced machines, which in turn, thanks in part to their creation of Neon-N, invented the Omnis. Neon-N is, in its refined state, is the perfect energy source, stable and almost boundless in its energy yield. As a result, it's used in just about all Omnitech as humans stopped inventing tech hundreds of years ago. Wow. Whoops. Lastly, what's important about Neo-N is that our very own battleship, the NS Odysseus, uses it, and without it, we can't go anywhere. What did you want to know? What about the Foldnet, my man? Tell me about the Foldnet. As you probably recall by now, Admiral, the Omnis have invented and managed Imperial tech more or less since the dawn of the Empire. The Foldnet, arguably our greatest achievement, forms the backbone of the Empire. Think of it as a global galactic network, allowing instant data and/or matter transmissions through its numerous interconnected folders and beacons. That's pretty unreal. Instantaneous matter transmissions? Then why am I in a ship? And without the constant vigilance and management of Foldnet Omnis, none of it would be possible, and humanity would live in a fragmented, chaotic darkness. Needless to say, it's important. Sounds important. What do you want to know, Admiral? What about the folders? Folders? Let me see if I can explain this to you in a way that you could possibly understand. In the early days of the Empire, at a speed of 100 times that of light speed, the Interstice offered the fastest space travel available. It was fast, don't get me wrong, but traveling from cluster to cluster could still take decades. To assist Empire administration, and just because we could, the Omnis invented a means to travel from 2 points in space instantaneously. Exactly, so they are talking about this nearly instant teleportation travel, and yet apparently we still do need ships for some things. The folders. Yes, each folder several kilometers across is linked or paired with another folder through a process of, this is going to be really difficult to explain to a non-quantum computing entity. Essentially all you need to know is that these paired folders collapse or fold space for a very brief amount of time so as to join 2 points in space previously unjoined. Without the folders, Oberon could never have grown his empire nor keep it together for the 700 years that he has. Each folder is run by an Omni. These Omnis are cleverly known as folder Omnis, very clever. Without them, the folders simply cannot work. Lastly, in order to reach Elysium, the Empire's capital, on our journey, we will have to use several factors. But why can't we just teleport to Elysium directly? Yeah. We are deep in the Outer Rim. The few folders paired with Elysium will be found only in very important hubs. We'll need to reach these first. And what about the beacons? What can you tell me about the Foldnet Beacons? The beacons, which we'll most likely encounter on our journey, function as repeaters, amplifying all Foldnet data transmission throughout the clusters. Beacons allow all Empire citizens, even if they live out here on the Outer Rim and are, for all intents and purposes, socially and culturally irrelevant, to receive and send information in the galaxy interesting. Socially and culturally irrelevant. What a time. Oberon believes that everyone has the right to instantaneous information and materials in his sectors. Quite debatable, if you ask me. What do you want to know? How about the Interstice? The Interstice? The Interstice is another Omni-invented tech. One of the first great inventions, and one developed long before the folders. With their interstitial tech, the Omnis created an empty space dimension between the ones you know, what we call a tunnel, where the universal light speed behaves, let's say, differently. In an interstitial tunnel, it's possible to reach up to 100 times the speed of light. It's pretty fast, a speed that allowed your kind to colonize their nearest stars. However, interstitial travel still has its limitations. For example, at this speed, it would take you 750 years to travel from one end of the Empire to the other, a period of time greater than the age of the Empire itself. Hence the need for folders. Wow. However, the Interstice is sufficient when traveling interclusters and within that cluster's sectors. Wow, I think that's a lot of information. Thank you. That's enough for now, machine. What do you want to do about this hypercube? We're going to investigate. Captain Lynch, form a small squadron, fly around the cube, and tell me what you see. On it, sir. Captain Lynch is on it. Sir, the Omni was right. The cube isn't connected to the Foldnet, and by the looks of it, hasn't been connected in years. Just a guess here, but I'd say it looks like it's been disconnected for maybe 10, 15 years? 10 or 15 years? At least, sir. Could the Empire have, I don't know, disconnected it on purpose? I don't think so, Admiral. I'm not a cube Omni myself, but cubes are complex tech needing constant supervision. Disconnecting it would make all that but impossible. And the Neo-N levels? Empty, sir. There's no Neo-N here whatsoever. Looks like whoever came before us took all of it. We won't be fueling here. The reserves might be empty, but there could still be some residual Neo-N coursing through the cube. I should be able to unlock this final restraint so that we can scavenge the leftovers. It won't be much, but it will help our efforts. Alright then. There. We should be able to scavenge Neo-N fuel here now, but that'll be the last of it on this cube. All suns have a Neo-N cube where you have a chance to scavenge some precious leftover fuel. Okay. Let's scavenge some Neo-N. And did we get any? We got one fuel recharged. Alright. I guess we go to the local systems map. And here we are. And now we can choose our destination. Anomaly signal. Whatever this is. And this. These two are locked. Well, actually they're all locked. Oh no, these are 3 individual ones. And this is the only place I can go. Which says Zeta Beneb JM 186. Unidentified. Let's hit it. Oh. Sir, battleship, 12 o'clock. What kind of a battleship, Lieutenant? Couldn't say, sir. I've never seen a ship like this in all my service. Incoming transmission. An Imperial battleship made from Telos tech. My mouth is watering, says Grubb. This is Admiral Idaho of the Imperial Fleet. Stand down, Captain. This is an Imperial sector you find yourself in. Imperial sector? That's funny, Oh. The battle is imminent. Good luck, Admiral. Well, thanks. You can deploy your officers during fights. Some officers have special abilities that can boost specific systems. All officers can also repair critical effects sustained by any system. There are 3 systems: squadron, weapon, and hull, so be careful where you deploy your officers, okay? Squadrons are essential to protect your battleship and destroy an enemy. To deploy your squadrons, click the plus sign next to an empty dock. For now, your second dock will be locked until you've learned the basics, alright? Use your weapons to gain a decisive advantage on the battlefield. Weapons can be deployed by clicking the plus sign on an empty dock. Alright? Your neurocom can also accelerate your thoughts to a point where time appears totally still. Press space to pause. Alright, so it's paused. Okay, well, I guess I click plus on the squadron and I say, let's get the scout out there. And then weapons. Let's put our soldier who helps with weapon reload time over here. And we'll just resume time, I guess. Okay, that's bad. Shouldn't I do something about this? These drones? Are you gonna tell me what to do? I don't really know what's going on here. Battleship is under attack. Yeah, I'm getting hit. Alright. Hull. Squadrons. Weapons. Okay. No, it's good that you're there, but... Oh, here we go. We gotta shoot. And then... fighters. Yeah, get these fighters out. Scramble the fighters. Alright, go. Alright, so I guess we're fighting. Interesting. Alright, now, Oh, okay. It's recharging. Now this squadron here. Yeah, let's go over here. Okay. All right. I guess we'll move you. Like, just hit him. Weapon is ready to fire. Your weapon is finished charging and is ready to fire. Click on it and choose a target on the battlefield to deal damage to your enemies. Okay. So I'm going to click on my weapon. Alright, maybe not. Okay. I guess let's just shoot, like, right here. So we hit them, and it blew up an area around it, and we did a bunch of damage to them. Okay. We're hitting their ship now, that's for sure. Oh, we got him. Good job, Admiral. Here's a summary of the battle. 52 scrap. Continue. What was that thing? I don't know, Lieutenant, and I'm not sure I want to either. Well, I like how we blow up this and all we get is 52 scrap. Like, couldn't we have done anything better? I guess not. Well, it's gone. Well, here's the local system map. I have 4 fuel, 97 scrap, 12 commandos. I don't really want to deploy. I've got 1 officer on my squadron and 1 on my weapons. Let's go to the local systems map and let's just say we want to go here. And maybe we want to go to Rama 2. There's anomaly signals here, but that says they're the riskiest events you'll encounter, offering very positive or very negative outcomes. You won't know which type of event it is, negative or positive, until arriving. Alright, let's just take a regular one, see what's going on here. An Imperial outpost, sir. It seems abandoned. It looks that way. Any heat signatures? Not a single one. Seems empty of all human life. What about an omnipresence? They should be here managing the station, no? They should, and no, I'm not detecting any. This is getting stranger and stranger. Let me ask Caliban about this. What can you tell me about this outpost? Seems to be just your run-of-the-mill Imperial outpost, Admiral. They are outposts in all the Imperial sectors, with the capital, Elysium, so far away. They help keep the peace and maintain order. You must show your military might so that you don't have to use it, I believe is the thinking, but there's definitely no military might here. What do you want to do? So, I guess when you find an outpost, you have a certain set of options. So I'm, obviously just trying to figure the game out, and I don't know if it's a situation where each time you approach a node on the galaxy map of the same type, that it plays out the same way, or that's not the right way to put it, that it gives you the same set of options each time, and then you have a random event within a closed set of potentialities, or if it's not really like a roguelike in that way and it's more story driven and I'm supposed to encounter this. We're gonna have to find out. Let's make contact. Lieutenant, see if you can make contact with someone, human or not, inside. Of course, Admiral. Sorry, sir, if there's anyone inside, they're not answering. What do you want to do? We're gonna send commandos. Captain Lean, form a small team and check it out. You got it, sir. Alright, so this is... Sir, the outpost is empty. Seems it was abandoned years ago. If I had to guess, probably around the time the hypercube back there was disconnected from the Foldnet. See, so this information makes it seem connected. Like, as in, this is sequential and set in a plot order, and not just some procedurally generated map. But again, I'm so early, I have no idea. Looks like someone came here, took the most valuable Omni parts, Neo and encapsulators, positronic chips, and left the rest behind. That's funny. I wonder if it was someone else in a previous game of Crying Suns, or if it was just me in a previous timeline. Scavenging Omni parts? Who would do such a thing? That's a capital offense. One the Pragman execute you for. Hold on, sir. I'm getting a transmission. My commandos have found something. An Omni. Intact from top to bottom. Is it functional? That's a negative, sir. It was in a lower level. Guess whoever was here before didn't go down that far. Might have needed high clearance to get in. Admiral, I can examine it from here if the captain plugs the datapad into the exosoc. Sure thing, Omni. Okay, accessing the Omni's mainframe. And strange, its exoframe is perfectly intact. It has plenty of Neo-N, and its positronic chip seems to be in place. It should be up and running. I don't get it. Positronic. Nice. The kind of Isaac Asimov reference to the positronic brain there. Any idea when it shut down? According to its chip, 20 years ago. Roughly the time the hypercube was unlinked from the Foldnet. What do you want to do? Okay, so now we have some other options. I don't know why this has a number 3 by it, but it says I can ask Caliban for explanations. My memory is blurry. Let's do it. Let's get some story. I have some questions, machine. What do you want to know? The positronic chip. The positronic chip. Can another Omni invention, I'm guessing? Actually, no. Your kind invented this, as incredible as that is. Specifically, Emperor Oberon. The positronic chip serves several purposes. 1, it contains the Rubicon, and 2, it dictates Omni functionality. My functions are specific to Gehenna, and as such are different from the functions of other Omnis, whether they be Imperial Outpost Omnis like the Omni here, Folder Omnis, Cube Omnis, Medical Omnis, Teacher Omnis, or the hundreds of other kinds of Omnis that exist in the Empire. Lastly, the positronic chip gives Omnis quantum computing capabilities. It's what allows us to be so much smarter than you. Positronic chips are produced and distributed near Elysium. Of course, that's by design so that Oberon can closely monitor the positronic quota. Simply put, without a positronic chip, an Omni is little worse than its exoframe. Alright. Can you reactivate the Omni? Unfortunately, no. Only Omni owners can do that. Besides, this Omni isn't just in sleep mode, it's been shut down. What about the chip quota? Quota? Yes, so as to maintain perpetual harmony in the Empire, Oberon created a quota. Depending on your house and whether it's minor or major, you receive a certain number of chips every 10 years. Who received the most chips? House Telos, of course. Or Telos. Oberon's house, our house. And the fewest? One of the minor houses, Vicarelli. They have a pitiful quota. Embarrassing, really. I'd hate to be a Vicarelli Omni. What do you want to know? Yikes. What about the Rubicon? The Rubicon is a set of rules enforced at very low level, ensuring that Omnis don't harm humans and don't deviate from their mission. So it's the Asimovian laws of robotics, I see. Suppose an Omni disobeyed its Rubicon, what would happen then? Well, that is quite rare, but unfortunately there are examples of this occurring in the early days, but if that happens, then the chip would deactivate and trigger a self-termination feature in the Omni. Omni suicide? It's just a feature, Admiral. A rarely activated feature. What do you want to know? What about the Neo-N? Tell me about Neo-N. No, I already know about this. Okay. Alright, so this is repeat information. Okay, I don't have any more questions for now. I have enough for now, machine. It could be a good time to take a break. I agree. What do you want to know? Let's continue on. Oh, I see. Okay, machine, I'll admit it. Something is wrong, at least in the outer rim. So maybe that dialogue option, give me the details, my memory is blurry. The number 3 there that appeared meant there are 3 new things I can ask Caliban about that I have not asked before, and I can always go back to that if I want a refresher on the lore, I suppose. I don't want to further worry you, but our battleship's heuristics are detecting an anomaly at our next destination. Yep, I saw that. I saw that. So, this is it right here. Now, I don't know if you can, like, just skip one. But in this case, I can't. So maybe this part of the game is fixed. There's a lock here, so I have to go to this anomaly signal. It's one of those creatures again, sir. Maybe this one will be friendly? Nice ship you got there. It's bruised. I'm going to enjoy scrapping it over your dead bodies. Nope. You're going down, whatever you are. Prepare to fight. The battle is imminent. Good luck, Admiral. Alright, so we're going to get into another battle, and I'll try to make heads or tails of this. Each basic squadron type, frigates, drones, and fighters, is best suited to fight against a particular squadron, providing it with a massive damage bonus if properly matched. So it's the paper, scissors, rock here of this game. Be sure to find the unit's strengths and weaknesses before deploying it. Yep, here's the paper, scissors, rock right here. So, fighters get massive bonus against drones, drones do well against frigates, and frigates do a lot versus fighters. Alright, fair enough. Okay, so let's see. Alright, here's my fighters that are part of my squadron, and they have sent out fighters as well. And they're going over there. So I guess I can move to here to intercept. What about my weapons? Can you fire? It's charging. It's going to take a bit. Okay. Here we go. We're fighting. We should be equally matched. Okay, we won, but we're hurt. Let's see. What can I do about that? I don't know if I can, like, put him back in the ship and have them heal or something. Oh, weapons are ready. Fire at, I guess their hull. No, they aren't repairing, are they? Well, then let's just go attack the hull while we have a moment. They're reloading their squadrons. Well, no, I should go back because their squadrons are going to be reloaded by that time. Well, maybe not. I have no idea how this game works, so I'm just like probably making massive mistakes. Anyway, we'll hit their hull again, and then maybe if they don't have any reinforcements, we can just go over here. I was worried like more ships were going to fly out, and I was trying to preserve this unit, but maybe that's not it. Maybe I just kill them with my existing team, and we don't do very much damage, but we do some. We did it. We get a fighter MK1. So does that just add to our... I don't know how that works. Thought we had another brush with death. At least our scanner detected the anomaly this time. Tell me more about these anomalies, machine. Anomalies are destinations with a higher than normal probability of being very negative or very positive. Unfortunately, we don't know what kind of outcome to expect until we arrive at the source's signal. You could say investigating anomaly signals is a bit of a gamble. Good to know. Come on, there's got to be someone around here who can tell us what's going on. Alright, so I got a fighter, but how do I know about that? Like, I already had one. Did I get another one? My dock is locked. I don't really have an inventory. I just have fuel, scrap, and commandos. Encountered anomaly main mission. See, this says improve squadron's repair time while in hangar by 50%. So I must have been able to recall my squadron. Or maybe it's not in battle. Maybe it's between nodes or something. I'm not sure how this is supposed to be working. Alright, so now we can go to planetary defense turret wreckage, I guess. We only have one fuel left, so we're not moving very far unless we get some more. There would appear to be a small colony on this planet, Admiral. Maybe we can finally get some answers. I'm also detecting a ground signal, roughly 1,000 kilometers from the colony. Could be worth investigating with an expedition. Hello, is anyone there? It's David Bowie. This is Admiral Ellis Idaho of the Imperial Fleet. I am Tegan Bowie, leader of my small colony. What can we do for you, Admiral? If it's scrap you're looking for, I'm sorry, but we have none to spare. Isn't that funny? We have no scrap. Scrap? We're here to find out what's going on in these sectors. I don't understand. We've yet to encounter a single active Omni, and 2 empty battleships have engaged us. Is this some sort of sick joke, Admiral? The Omnis shut down. Impossible. The Omnis shut down in our sectors, and when they did, so did all of their tech. It can't run without them. How? When? I'd have no idea how it happened. I'm not sure even Oberon does. It's truly the great mystery of our time. As for when, 20 years ago. We relied on them for everything. Food, medicine, weather. It's hard to give accurate numbers, but maybe 75% of the population here died in the first 5 years alone. Jesus. Now, who knows how many of us are left? 10%? Less? Ask how you can help their planet and the people of these sectors. What can the NS Odysseus do to help? Defeating the Scrappers would be a nice start. Things would look a whole lot better with those scum out of the way. Great, I have a moral objective. Thank you so much. Now I know what I'm fighting for. The Scrappers? Don't tell me you don't know about them either. It's like you've been living this entire time on an uninhabited planet on the edge of the Outer Rim. I have. The Scrappers are a group of hideous, irradiated scavengers who collect leftover Omnitech and Neo-N. When the Omni shut down, causing the Foldnet to collapse in our sectors, they were the ones who took over in the chaos. They're not only rotten apples around here with your pirates and your occasional crazy civilian, but they're definitely the worst. They're not the only rotten apples, I should say. They defeated the Imperial ships? How? Telos tech is second to none. Imperial captains are trained at the Academy. True, but the Scrapper battleships wore them down. Picked one off here, another there. It was a war of attrition. Plus, the Empire couldn't send reinforcements, not with our folder down, you see. I hate to say it, but I think it's just a matter of time before they make slaves of us all. But even if you beat them, even if you beat Mother, it won't change anything. The way we're going, 10, 15 years from now, with all the hardships we're experiencing, we'll be gone. All of us. Unless what? You somehow reactivate the Omnis, turn them back on again. The ones that haven't been scavenged for their parts, that is. That's the only way to save us. Is there something else you want to know? Jeez. What about scrap? You mentioned something called scrap. Can you tell me more about this? Well, now that the Omnis have been inactive for so long, Imperial Soul, the former currency, no longer holds value of any sort. The only thing it does is scrap, remnants of Omni tech. Its metals, ship materials, and Neo-N, our energy source. As Omni tech becomes scarcer and scarcer, which it has over the last 20 years, its value has appreciated, causing people to act in increasingly desperate and violent ways to get it. That's why scrappers want to destroy your ship so much. It's so they can collect its broken down parts and sell them, just so they can prolong their miserable lives. But it's not just the scrappers and the pirates who desire the stuff. It's Just that most of us common folk aren't willing to kill for it, at least. Not yet. Is there something else? Wow, this is bleak. How can we turn the Omnis back on? But how can we do that? You're asking the wrong guy, I'm afraid. As I said, no one knows who or what shut them down. You'll have to solve that mystery on your own. And once you do, you'll still have to find a way to turn them back on, which might be another thing altogether. But where should we start? I hate to say it, but Mother is probably your best bet. I mean, she benefited the most from them shutting down in this cluster, didn't she? Then again, there are a lot of theories out there about who or what is responsible for this. Okay. Who is Mother? Mother? You really don't want to know, Admiral. For some reason, that's what they call her, their leader. Mother, Mom, Mommy. It's all very upsetting. From what I gather, she was the one who started the Scrappers, fostering a punk, nihilistic scavenging philosophy among their sordid ranks. And who makes up her ranks? Former Imperial prisoners, I think. The worst of the worst. When the Omni shut down, the prisoners escaped from their Omni-run prisons and psychiatric stations. Mother loves her tech, especially House Helos tech, like the battleship you have, and she and the Boyles will work for her, will kill you for it and enjoy doing it too. She's been terrorizing these sectors for years now, enslaving men and women to bolster her numbers and make them into her playthings and baby makers, as she calls them. Jesus. Playthings? Baby makers? You don't want to know who they are, but since you asked, the playthings are Mother's sex slaves, and the baby makers are, you know, what she uses to make babies. Scrappers often die young from their exposure to Neo-N, as they should. Thank Oberon for that. Mother uses her baby makers to keep the Scrapper numbers growing. She supposedly has breeding stations spread throughout these sectors. Frankly, I can't imagine a worse place. We'll do everything we can to stop these monsters. You have my word. Is there something else? Did Mother shut down the Omnis? Did she do it? Is Mother the reason the Omnis shut down in these sectors? Like I said before, Admiral, I couldn't say, but if she didn't do it, I'd wager some serious scrap she knows who did. But I don't recommend asking her, Admiral. I don't recommend getting anywhere near her for that matter. Frankly, Mother terrifies me. Is there something else you want to know about? What about the Scrappers? Tell me more about the Scrappers who work for Mother and control these sectors. Each sector is controlled by one of Mother's cronies. You'll recognize them by their freakish mutations brought on by their exposure to too much Neo-N. But I sincerely hope you don't see them, because if you do, well, usually you don't live to tell about it. It's not the bravest thing to do, but I'll say it again. Hide. Make yourself inconspicuous, Admiral, and if you're lucky, you'll live another 10 or 15 years. Wow. Good times. I don't need to know anything more about this. I don't blame you. It's not exactly for the faint of heart. What about the other theories about the shutdown? I've heard a few, Admiral. Even in times of starvation, people like to gossip. Probably the most popular around here is the Omnivirus Theory, which is that somehow the Omnis got some kind of machine virus that quickly spread and ultimately shut them down. But that theory doesn't hold water for me. Why not? It doesn't explain how or why they all shut down at the same time, which, you know, they seemingly did around here. One moment they were working, doing what they've always done, making our lives easier, and the next they weren't. I don't know of any virus that can do that, do you? What other theories have you heard? Well, after that, you've got your less credible theories, such as, well, you've got your Omni mass suicide theory that states that the Omnis, upset over their role in the Empire, somehow found a way to shut themselves down, to kill themselves because they no longer wanted to live. Then you've got your Omni rapture theory, which is that the Omnis left this realm to go to a heavenly realm. This theory is popular among certain fringe religious groups, whack jobs if you ask me. And last but not least, you've got your alien shutdown theory, which is that hostile aliens from another galaxy, or is it another dimension, shut down all of our Omnis so they could easily conquer us. The big problem with that theory is that, as far as I know, the hostile aliens never showed up. What do you think? Me? I think we never should have become so dependent on the things in the first place. That's what I think. Is there something else? That would be it. I promise, in the name of Oberon, we'll take care of these Scrappers and get your Omnis up and running again. You say that, Admiral, but you'll fail, or you'll stop trying sooner or later, or worse yet, you'll die. But take this Neo-N, Admiral. We have plenty at the moment. I have a feeling you'll need it. And like I said, I know it's not the bravest thing to do, but it's best if you hide. You'll live longer that way. Wow. Well, we got 4 Neo-N. End transmission, sir. Do you believe what he said, Admiral? Unfortunately, yes. It explains everything we've seen so far. The Omnis shut down in the Outer Rim, and so did their tech, including this cluster's folder. That's why those scrappers now run things around here. So what do we do now, sir? First thing we need to do is find this mother. As Bowie said, if she didn't shut the Omnis down, chances are she knows who or what did. If you want to move on, Admiral, open the star map below by clicking on it and choose our next system. Otherwise, you might want to stay and check out this ground signal I was telling you about. Could be a good opportunity to gather some resources and put your commandos to use. Now that you've learned the basics, your second dock has been unlocked. Remember to make good use of it while commanding your squadrons. A numerical advantage is often a turning point in battle. You can access the expedition dashboard here. Sweet. Well, now the game has opened up. I seem to have played through maybe what is like the tutorial, or at least a story tutorial, and maybe, perhaps, from here on out, the game will be randomized. I don't know. I have no clue. But I'm really enjoying the story and the situation. I'm glad to have a moral objective to fight for, and I'm motivated to pursue the scrappers and solve this mystery. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for watching this first episode here of Let's Play Crying Sun. I hope I gave enough exposure to the story and the gameplay. Obviously, more gameplay will emerge. This was a very exposition-heavy episode, but it does set the stage for the game quite nicely in establishing its tone, its setting, and its story. I hope you all have an excellent evening or day, and I'll check you guys next time. Take care.